Why don't you do one more test, Gerardo? Test it again.
Okay, just wanted to say good morning, but of course it's evening in many places where our audience is and our participants. So best of the day to everyone, no matter where you are.
And he'll be jumping back in. I just started the audio recording and video recording, so that was it. You started us off, but you'll start us off again. We have a first batch in here this morning. I want to thank all of you for coming in from various countries. You notice that this is a Saturday, and this book that just came out is based on the Saturday class. The wondrous 5-hour class that Dazi drove all the way from Ottawa, Canada to attend one day. Thank you, Dazi, for driving 18 hours. Others of you flew from Finland, India, all parts of the world, New Zealand, and various places to join Indiana University as Fulbright scholars, and were part of the Saturday class. It was a very special class indeed. We have responding 24 different countries, which is very much like the Saturday class was. It was a mini United Nations in that room with foods from all over the world, including Narit bringing food from Israel, and we had food from Turkey and food from China, and wondrous food that no one wanted to listen to my lectures in the class. Everyone wanted break time, you know. So I know Simon was always leading people out the door to get the break time and then leading them back in to give a speech on what they learned from out the hallway, you know. So it's great to see everybody back and great to see the book published and have your wonderful pictures at the start of every chapter of the book and your bios. Let me just tell you that Routledge didn't always want to have their pictures and bios at the front of every chapter. It took a little bit, but we got them, and I'm really glad that they're there that way. It's very unique. No other book from Routledge that I'm aware of has pictures of all the authors and bios at the front. So that's one thing that's unique about the book that just came out. But the book was going to be called Making Impact. And so you'll see the preface in chapter 1 and the last chapter, before making impact, time to make impact, after making impact. That's how Maina and I structured it. Today is a way to make impact by having all of us come here today and share with each other aspects of the story of the book and what they've learned. Anissa Sari, one of my doctoral students, has to leave early. She and Maina and I have done research on MOOCs for the past almost 7 years. She's going to do her dissertation on MOOCs in business schools. Anissa, you want to say a couple words to get us started?
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Bong, for being so flexible by allowing me to say some words before the first scheduled time, because I have to leave early for another commitment. So I would like to congratulate Dr. Bong and also Dr. Zhu on the recent publication of your book. You two did an excellent job by explaining. I read the book and then I found out that you guys did an excellent job of explaining, the set of exemplary of teaching methods from around the world, from India, Cyprus, and then I see some from the United States and also Mexico, and then also from Europe. So what makes the book enjoyable to read is because all of the teaching stories in the book use the writer's perspective in describing their teaching methods. And then each story clearly connects what the teacher wanted to achieve in their teaching and also explain how they execute their teaching. And the conclusion, I'm very happy to see there are some lesson learned, suggestion, advice, and then also reflective questions. So as a reader, I found the book is really helpful, and then it can be very beneficial for the readers. And also the book make the difficult concept become clear and accurate. So I'm really happy to read the book. So I applaud Dr. Bong and Dr. Zhu for having the effort, the discipline, the energy necessary to frame and finish the book. So again, congratulations on your achievement and all the best to you too for writing more books in the future.
Thank you. And so we have one other person who's got to leave early, my former student, Fang from the University of Houston. Fang, I see you here. We haven't tested your mic. You want to say a quick word before I go to a video break here?
Yes. Thank you for inviting me for this celebration. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to read the book in details. But I have read Dr. Bunk's other books on teaching technology and the MOOC, and everything was terrific. And I remember it reminded me the happy days when I was a student, a graduate student in his class. I was always very surprised and inspired by his energetic and his interest and his way to encourage students to engage. So I want to say big congratulations to you and Dr. Zhu for this book publication. And definitely I will read it very carefully and see, I'm sure it can help me a lot in my current job. I'm an instructional designer, and I would recommend this book to my colleagues and my other faculties. I'm sure it can help a lot of people in these technology-driven days. Thank you.
Thank you, Fang. I forgot to say that everyone can say whatever they want in their toast, but they can't say anything nice about me. So, so let's. I'm going to I'm going to try and share my screen here. We'll see if it works. And I didn't test this quite ahead of time, so I'm trying to think where. Okay. I think I've got it here. So Elaine Ko, we can't do that. So let's see here. Sorry about that. Let me try and share again. No, that's not it either. Okay.
What's up?
So, okay, so I'm going to have to look again for my, hang on a second, sorry. Everybody's here. I'll have to go back to last night. There we go. This happens to me all too often. Okay, let me try it again, see if it opened. Darn it. Okay, so I'll have some, let's have a toast. I'll get Elaine. So Elaine Ko has recorded a video for me, and I had it up, had everything up. I've got flowers for all of you. I've got chocolates for all of you. And we're going to give away a book, and we're going to give away chocolates here. So in the chat window, I've got 5 questions, and the first question is, what, for a free book, what year was the School of Education built? So what year was the School of Education built? So in the chat window, you can put down what year it was built. And the first one who guesses, no, people are faster than I thought. Who was the first one to put 1992, Mena?
Justin is the first one who put there.
Is that Justin Whiting?
Yes.
Hi, Justin. He was the former TA in the class, our 546 class, coming to us from Utah. Justin, you won the first book. Great. You'll have to send me your address in Utah. So let's have a little toast. First toast to the book. For everybody, raise your glasses. That's what Elaine was going to do in the video for us. All right. Thank you, and have a toast. Thank you all for joining us here this morning. And while Gerardo and Stacey and others are going to be in part 1, I'll try and get my videos to work so we can have that as part of part 2. And so we're going to move to the former dean of the School of Education, probably at the time the longest running dean in the entire school of the entire university. And I remember when he interviewed for the job that he got, because I was one of the faculty members that were in the audience, and we were very impressed with him and very happy that he joined us coming from the University of Florida up to Indiana for the cold weather. He wanted to come up and see snow. So Gerardo, you want to take over, and then we have a few people after you. Sheila, Jagger, Nathan will be next from the World Bank, and I'll introduce every person, and then you'll have a 1 to 2 minute talk, and then we'll go to the next person, and we'll have another toast. So Gerardo.
Well, thank you, Kurt, and just want to say how delighted I am and proud to be part of this project and to be able to join you today and your authors and people who may be participating in the conference. I think is really a remarkable achievement. As I said in my preface to the book, I like to tell stories. I think that stories are a God's gift to helping people motivate, inform, and even entertain audiences. And when I looked at the various chapters and the thinking that went into them and what all the authors were doing and conveying, I thought, what a wonderful way to tell the stories of people throughout the world having impact. And the thing that I find everyone has in common, there may be many things, but the one thing that everyone here has in common is that everyone participated in your R546 instructional strategies course, and ultimately went on to develop their own initiative, try the ideas, learn from what you had to offer, and begin to have impact around the world. I think that the work that you and Marnia, Dr. Shu, has done in compiling these stories is a tremendous contribution and an example of truly having impact through innovative education. So I want to compliment all the authors. Thank you, Amena, for your leadership, and tell you once again how grateful I am to have been a very small part of this project. Congratulations and best wishes for the success of the book, and most importantly, for the impact that it's going to have throughout the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you very much for coming, joining us this morning, and take a break from playing with grandkids. So thank you very much for doing that. And we'll all visit you in St. Augustine during the coming years. So we will love to see you, and I'm buying a new car so I can do that. So Sheila Jagger Nathan from the World Bank is the second one on the list. She's the head of the Open Learning Campus at the World Bank. She's got chapters in every book that I've edited except for this one. So, so Sheila, you want to jump in here and have a few words with us?
Yes, thank you very much, Kurt. And it's great to meet Kurt's network of friends. Apart from being an amazing storyteller, Kurt is also a friend, a guide, and a network to so many people working in the field of education, specifically distance education. A remarkable achievement. First off, let me congratulate you both, Kurt and Mina, for this wonderful addition to your anthology, Transformative Teaching Around the World, Stories of Cultural Impact, Technology Integration, and Innovative Pedagogy. I'm particularly excited about this book around the concepts of innovative pedagogy, because this is what is going to make a difference to the impact in lives and livelihoods of people all around the world. And the storytelling aspect is powerful. I've read the book. In fact, I'm writing a review. It's really powerful, inspirational, and I hope it'll be read by almost every teacher in urban as well as rural areas so that they can make a difference to the learner, because education is one thing that is going to open doors and hugely reduce the learning poverty around the world. Now, I wanted to say a word about Kurt.
No.
I met Kurt 25 years ago at a conference in the University of Maryland, and another esteemed writer and colleague and professor there pointed him to me and he said, "That's Kurt Bonk. You must look out for him. He is going places." And that's where he is today. A huge contribution to this practice. And Kurt, I wish you continued success and contribution internationally. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Checks in the mail. Dr. Zhao is with us from China. Dr. Zhao has translated 2 of my books. He translated The World is Open book in Chinese, as you can see here, and it sold more copies in China than in the US and around the world. He also translated one of my MOOCs in Open Education Around the World book. Thank you, Dr. Zhao. And he's trying to do this one. So he is trying to get his publishers to attend this session. So they will, there's 2 publishers in China he's been trying to get. So Dr. Zhao, you wanna talk a bit about what's going on in China and around the world?
Okay, thank you so much, Kurt. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Jiao Jianli from South China Normal University. It is my great honor to present the book launching party. So first of all, I want to say something about Kurt in my eyes. Actually, I think everybody agree with that. Kurt is an excellent educator, tech-savvy teacher, productive author with very high citation researcher. He is warmly welcomed by warmly welcomed the global speakers. Of course, is a warm-hearted friend with lots of humor. So many years ago, one of my friends, she was one of co-author of Kurt. Introduced and recommended The Word is Open to me, and my students and I introduced and translated it into Chinese. A couple of years ago, the second book, the MOOC and Open Education Around the World, was translated into Chinese too. So they were, or maybe we can say both of them are warmly welcomed by Chinese readers. So as to the new book, the Transformative Teaching Around the World, with inspiring, true, wonderful stories from 44 great teachers and educators around the world, enlighten, inspire, challenge, and educate both K-12 teachers, faculty, educators, and educational researchers, I think. So story is powerful, and Kurt is a great storyteller. You can say he is a hub and a connect and a link to everybody in this chat room. And the stories shared by the 44 great teachers and educators are unique devices for make sense of the word transformative teaching. And it's how our brains works in my eyes. So many congratulations to Kurt and Meina. And I think, I trust that your book will be on the bestseller list. Thank you. And thank you so much.
So thank you for all those kind words. I will say Dr. Zhao and I got to know each other because of my humor, because he had to translate it into Chinese. And there was many nights on the phone saying, what does this word mean? Even translating the word open to Chinese was difficult in The World is Open book. So I thank Dr. Zhao and his team. And I got to visit Dr. Zhao and his team in Guangzhou, China about 7 years ago. In fact, about a month or so before Meina started as a grad student at Indiana, I was in China for a while. So I was all his students who translate and spend all his time. I'm really thankful to them. I think I've got my sharing working. So I'm gonna have this toast. I'm gonna jump into a toast from Elaine Ko, who who wrote the book, Adding Tech Variety with me, which is a free book. Elaine and I now have a new version of that coming out free, a free course and book from the Commonwealth of Learning. So we're going to hear from Elaine's toast. If I got this working right, we'll see if I did. I'm testing the system now. So I'm going to optimize audio, I'm going to optimize sound, and Elaine will come to us right there. We'll see if we can get her.
Well done. So to Kurt and Mena, once again, for those of you who are there, will you join me in raising your glass? Or in my case, it's a hot cup up because it's a cold winter night tonight in New Zealand. But raise your glasses and your cups with me to congratulate Kurt and Mena on this wonderful achievement and publication of their book. And what a wonderful book launch ceremony. So well done, Kurt and Mena, once again. Congratulations and enjoy the rest of the celebrations because you deserve it. We look forward to seeing and hearing more and bigger outcomes and impact on lives as a result of this book. Hope to touch base soon. Take care. Well done once again. Bye-bye.
So there we have it. And I also have with us a space shuttle launch for the book. So this is the first launch here, and we have this book launching into space. So thank you for joining us for this special occasion. And there's lifting off, as you can see. So it's good to have that space shuttle liftoff. Okay, I'll stop my sharing now. We have a couple more of those space shuttle liftoffs coming to us as well. My assistant Seth put that together for us. So we now have 56 people with us. We have to go to Dr. Bob Braumer, who was the head of Ed Tech for the U.S. Marine Corps University, and also was at the University of Maryland when I met Sheila. I think he worked for the University of Maryland at the time, one of the largest universities in the world where Bob worked, and now he does various things. Bob, are you with us here?
I am indeed.
From a hotel room, right?
In a hotel room back in Maryland, getting rained on. So my apologies for no video, but I'd like to say I'm tech challenged, but that would be a lie. I just don't want to show the bags under my eyes this morning. So primarily, there's a couple of things I'd like to say. I'll save the hagiography for later. And what I'd really like to say is not just congratulations for the innovation that's displayed within this book, but the respect that you authors and your institutions literally don't get enough of, primarily because you guys are out there in the wilderness trying to get people who really don't want to do online education and think that everything that you do is somewhat suspect. But all of a sudden, something came along that hasn't been mentioned yet called a pandemic. And all of a sudden, the years and years that Kurt has put into it and all of the acolytes who happen to be online with us here have discovered that they're popular all of a sudden because online education became a requirement. And what it did show was a glaring inequity and absolutely horrible preparation that the world had. And what I have to cheer you all on for is being the bulwark and the leading lights of what's going to finally get everybody to start paying attention and really start moving forward. So the 20 plus years that Kurt has put into this and all of you other people, I must tell you, I am impressed. I am thankful, and I see you leading the way to a much brighter future for the people that we really are serving, which are the students. So Kurt, again, thank you. Thank you for including me. I'm honored to be amongst the luminaries.
I recommend reading any of Bob's book reviews of my various books because you will learn new words and you'll expand your vocabulary. I'm always appreciative of what Bob has to say on my writings. He inspires me when I read his work, and it's very thoughtful, and at the same time there's a lot of good, excellent metaphors that I learn and I pick up. Dodzy, we have a couple more people before we go to Stacey for a toast to part one. We're running, so Dodzy, maybe about 30 seconds, and then we'll go to Laura for about 30 seconds. Dodzy from Ottawa, working for Justin Trudeau in the office right below, and he's able to enact educational change in Canada for his ideas about technology-enhanced learning. Dodzy.
Thank you, Kurt, and congratulations to you and Mena. I read some portions of the book, and my fundamental takeaway from this book is this: beyond instruction, beyond innovative pedagogy, beyond technology integration, there is an existential dimension to this book. Not only because the book brought together diverse real stories around the world, but the book brings direction, strategy, and hope to those struggling, both educators and learners. So, and the preface cannot be clearer. I like it. The preface said that the book provides a roadmap for those stuck in the murky swamp of paradigm change and educational reform. I like that. So that is the existential dimension I'm referring to, because let's face it, the resources or the people we remember the most in life are those who were useful when we were faced with adversity or when we are personally or professionally challenged. So this book fits in the ecosystem of transformative publications. So, and I will end by saying that this is not surprising though. The impact conveyed in this book just reflects the spirit of the people behind the project. Kurt has been a long-time mentor to me, and I met him first in Finland in 2014 at the Ed Media Conference, and I had the privilege of meeting Mena as well in 2019 in Toronto at the AERA conference. So their educational vision is just what is reflected in this book. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dodzy. And again, I appreciate the 18-hour drive down from Ottawa to attend the Saturday class. That was the furthest anyone has ever come, other than people like Turu coming from Finland by plane, and Dr. Rathna from India, and others, from Mahana from Singapore. I skipped Zaraini Wati Abbas. I apologize for skipping you, Zaraini. Before we go to Laura, Zaraini, you want to jump in for about a 30-second, just some words for us?
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. I hope my line is okay. Well, Kurt, thank you so much for bringing this book out. 40 stories about transformative teaching. I think we all need to learn from each other, and the stories are coming from so many corners of the globe, of the world. Very good. Transformative teaching is not something easy to achieve. I mean, it's a challenge, and it takes passion, it takes courage. So well done, both of you, Kurt and Mena. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. You know, when Zaraini started at the Open U of Malaysia back in 2001 or so, they had no students. They grew by 10,000 students a year for the first 10 years to 100,000 after 10 years. And then when she left the Open U of Malaysia, she went to work for Warzon Open University in Penang, where I saw her again. I've seen her both in KL and Penang and all around the world. Zaraini travels well, and you'll probably meet up with her at some point to hear about what she's doing, and also in Indonesia. She's worked as well. So thank you, Zaraini, for joining us today. Laura, you are a last minute addition. You want to have a few words? She's the head of our global gateway here at Indiana for teachers, teacher training. And you all know the School of Education in Indiana because you're all part of the School of Education. So you know Laura probably. Laura?
Thank you, Kurt. And congratulations to you, Mena, and each of your chapter authors on this publication. You know, in each chapter, I found inspiration and passion, resilience in the face of difficult challenges, and an unwavering commitment to the learners in your classrooms. But what I love about the book is that in one volume, you expose your readers to teaching and learning on an international scale. And we hear a lot about the need to internationalize our teacher education programs. And your book has the potential to contribute in powerful ways to that mission. You know, there are authentic stories grounded in real classrooms and communities the world over, and they provide insights that help transform how future teachers think about schools, learners, families, and their own role in the educational process. So thank you for this opportunity to offer my heartfelt congratulations to all of you on this remarkable publication. Thank you.
Well, Laura is one of the few people who have been with us. I think the whole time I've been in Indiana, since 1992, you've been also part of Indiana in the School of Education. There are very few of us around anymore. So it's really my honor to have you join us here today. Martha Nikos is one of the others, and Elizabeth Bowling is the other. So yeah, so I've known Laura for a long time and worked with for field work with teacher training in the reservations, in Native American reservations is phenomenal. Kyung Mi, I think, has joined us. Kyung Mi Lee, who could have been my advisee and decided for some reason to go to the University of Toronto, but we're still close collaborators, and I'm inspired by her reading her work and what she has to say about open universities and her leadership at a very young age. She just did one of her first keynote conferences in Europe. Kyung Mi, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I want to congratulate you too. But just two things that I want to really highlight based on my reading of the book. The most important thing that I appreciate the most from the book is that it put the teachers and teaching at the center. I think we've been talking too much about learner-centered learning. I mean, student-centered learning and student-directed learning. Often we forgot about, and we just imagine students do the transforming learning by themselves, but it's really not true, as we can read from all the teacher struggles and their intention. So I really like this to be our focus, that every single learner, behind them, we have dedicated teachers. And that's the volume, what it suggests that, the highlight the most to me. And just secondly, briefly, I really like the fact that a lot of struggles, it's not really fancy kind of successful story. We have a lot of them going around every single social media. And I feel missing of it now because everyone is super good teachers. But it's really nice to see that everyone intended very different positive changes in very different nature that we couldn't really imagine. And then also, it just really tells us that it's very difficult to make changes, even within the single classroom. And those two kind of points, so teaching at the center and also struggles or, the difficult nature of the change that teachers have been intended. Those are to take on from me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Kyung Mi did her dissertation on the Open U in Korea, Korean National Open U, and in Canada at the Athabasca University. I recommend her work. She is now in Lancaster University in the UK as the co-director of the Center for Technology Enhanced Learning, and also has a journal that she co-edits called Technology Enhanced Learning. So she's doing a lot at a very young age and be a future. Bob, when you're talking about future leaders, and Sheila, you have to keep your eye on Kyung Mi and people like Mena and others who are with us today. So we have a couple more before Stacey will end this round. Edgar Leon from Puerto Rico has been dealing with not only COVID, but Hurricane Maria after effects and earthquakes and corruption of the government, and the list goes on and on and on. And Edgar could inform us of all that stuff that have happened, tropical storms, and you name it, they've had it. My class was able to create a mobile learning guide for teachers in Puerto Rico a few years ago. And Edgar has been very much, I think, an advocate for technology enhanced learning in Puerto Rico where he can. So I know you can talk for 2 hours, but in a minute, Edgar, tell us what's going on there.
Well, thank you. Good morning to everybody. Good afternoon and good evening to some. We thank you very much for the book. First of all, you and Mena. I like the book because I'm going to use it as a textbook in one of my classes. I just let you know. And I was emailing Kurt last night around 11 o'clock. I don't know. It was something else. the thing is, I said, I gotta tell my students, to come get that thing. But the most important thing about the book is that it provides us some insight that teaching and learning is all around the world, and that teachers infuse their culture in each one of these countries, because there's not one book for all countries, but you need to somehow give all these examples of different places so you could use it, these ideas. And I really enjoyed the preface. I don't want to miss that one. I thank Gerardo Gonzalez for his story, because sometimes we miss that the power of education, where you can come from a country with barely nothing, and then all of a sudden you study, and education becomes your opportunity to become a dean in some places. And some people forget about that the most important part for progress in any country is education, and that really does it. And finally, it's the access. Online education provides access to those who are poor, who have hurricanes, who have earthquakes, and who have, thanks to that, in Puerto Rico, we didn't stop educating students. We use online education in all forms. We use the mobile devices, we used computers, we used all sorts of things that we could, even radio. Some people were telling me they were using some ham radio to send lessons from one place to another, which is incredible. We have to talk about that later. But thank you for the book. I am going to read it again, and I really appreciate the work that you put into it, Kurt. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we have someone from Vietnam here, Trong Phan, who works with Mena and did research with her recently, and she says she's got to go in a second, so I'll let her jump in for 10 seconds. Trong, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Kurt and Mena. It's a pleasure and an honor. I get the book as a gift, which was great, and from these two great friends and very esteemed colleagues. And it would be my honor to read and hopefully review the book. And I have to say that from what I've read so far, 1/3 of the book, I totally enjoy it. I mean, the journey of each and every teachers there. So thank you so much for this privilege and honor.
We have to do this, though. We have to embarrass you. Trong just got tenure at Fresno State, so everyone raise their glasses and wish and congratulate her for tenure.
Thank you, you guys.
She's visiting family in Vietnam, in Hue, the capital of Vietnam, which I happened to visit back in 2014, eight years ago. It's a lovely place. Anyone can get to Vietnam. I'm sure Laura's been to Vietnam, right, Laura? No, Sheila, well, you need to go, Laura.
Yes, welcome to Vietnam. Anyone who wants to come, let me know. If I'm here, I would love to be your tour guide.
Thank you, Tron. So we've got Lori Tang coming from China in a Future Education Academy and Division of Higher Ed. Is she with us this morning? It's evening in China. Lori, are you there? I don't know if I see you.
I am here.
Okay.
I am very much here, and thank you so much for inviting me, and congrats to you, Kurt and Mena. I think this book exemplifies how learning can be transformative for students and teachers when authentic learning environments and endeavors are really considered and provided. So I'm very impressed about that. But the stories also offer a very much a reflective perspective where readers can dive right deep into their core for what education is really about. And I think that's very inspiring for me, especially as I'm a counselor, a psychologist. So I actively promote reflective thinking and reflective teaching. So I see examples of that all over the book. And the problem solving, the creative, the teachers create relevancy to not just in the classroom, but in the world surrounding them. That was so respectable. And transformation happened for both the learners and instructors, especially in situations where the resources are very scarce, and yet the creativity was very abundant. Now here at Xi'an Liverpool University in Suzhou, China, where I'm at, we just finished our annual Innovative Teaching Award finals. And one of the things for this year, we're hoping to promote for the years to come is to empower our participants, the instructors, when it comes to our competitions and teaching award competitions. We encourage them to find ways to create systematic impact for their innovation. So I wanted to make a toast to you, Kurt and Mena. We have lots of innovative teaching cases here and hope that one day we can collaborate and we can be in your book as well, if you want to do that.
So Lori is originally from Taiwan. I do have my Taiwan glass with me here.
Yeah.
So here's to you.
Right.
Lori,
And I just moved out from Canada too, so I still have some of my Canadian fellows.
So you can probably hear a Canadian accent.
I love Canadian accent. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for part one. We have part two. Part three we might not get to, but that's okay. We'll have everyone at least say something in here. But we have Stacey Moroney, our current Dean of the School of Education. That is one thing all of you who are on my list and we're in the book, everyone in the book is familiar with the School of Education because you were there for the fall semester of either 2014, 15, 17, 18, or 19. So Stacey, you want to jump in here and have the final speech for round one.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I also want to extend my congratulations to Kurt and Mena for this really, truly transformative book. When Kurt invited me to do the afterword, I very quickly said, yes, I would love to do this. And we were headed out, and the timeline was such that I would receive the draft right around the time that I was going on vacation, and we were going to Mexico. So I printed out the draft in paper form because I knew I would be moving around a bit. And so this book went everywhere with me. It went to dinner, it went to breakfast, it went to the beach. And so it was kind of a mess by the time I got home because it was, it was well traveled, but that was because I couldn't put the book down. And so I packed other books and they remained unread. And this was the book that I spent my vacation reading. And it was so inspiring. And it was just an honor to offer some thoughts as the afterword for the book. So thank you for allowing me to be part of this truly important book.
Thank you, Stacey. I really was delighted when you said yes. There was no backup plan. You're the only current dean of the School of Ed that I know. So Gerardo wrote the foreword, Stacey wrote the afterword. So I've asked them, although maybe they didn't hear me because it was via email, it wasn't spoken. I've asked them to make toast number 2 for us. So Gerardo and Stacey, maybe Gerardo start and Stacey can end the second toast, and I have actually poured in my wine glass. It's more early. This is great pomegranate juice, but it looks like wine. So Gerardo.
Little too early for wine for me, but with my coffee cup in hand, I want to offer a toast to you and Mena, all the authors, and for the future, because what your book does is brings the future to today throughout the world. And so congratulations and best wishes for continued success to all of you. Here.
And Stacey.
And I will just echo what my good colleague Gerardo just said. This is truly such an important book, and it will be transformative. So cheers.
Cheers again to everyone. So I will jump in here and show if I can, the second clip that Seth created, and I of course have to find it here. It's hidden on me again, but
Dr. Wong?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Ramsey. So I gotta leave soon too. So may I just jump in and then say some words?
Sure, Ramsey.
So sorry for interrupting your agenda. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending on your location. So and then I feel really lucky because before I took this class, I TA'd this class with Dr. Bong, and this is another Saturday when Dr. Bong brought all these great people together. Thank you so much for that. And then congratulations on your achievement with Dr. Ju for this book. I haven't had chance to read the book yet, but I am excited, and then I can't wait to start reading. So yeah, I just want to just like come today and then congratulate you on this achievement. And thank you so much for inviting me as well.
So there are two former TAs, three former, because Maine was a TA in 546, so was Remzi, and so is Justin. And Justin, who's kind of still working on his dissertation, but we won't talk about that. Justin, you want to say a couple of words from Utah for us, because early morning, it's like, like 5:30 in the morning there. So Justin.
Yeah, I loved the class and then helped TA it as well. And the thing that I love so much about all of this, and seeing all of you from all over the world, normally you'd think Utah is pretty far from Indiana, right, in a call like this, but many people much further. But I was reading through the syllabus of the class again last night that you sent, Dr. Bonk, and just reminded me, even the syllabus just was such a perfect reflection of the strategies of creativity and trying new things. I think about that often. I'm an instructional designer in healthcare for Intermountain Healthcare out here in Utah, and work to improve learning for doctors and nurses and then even patients. But like even the examples of, in the syllabus, you have a list of, okay, for your assignments, here's a list of 7 options that you can choose from. And then number 8, if you don't like any of the first 7, propose your own version, and you can do something else. And it was really such a great class where people could really do things that were impactful for them. And I always really appreciated that about your classes, that they were always meaningful, made you try harder and do things that were going to be impactful for you. So congratulations, and thanks to so great to hear all these wonderful stories. So
I just got thank you, Justin. I just got a little text from Fiona, and she's getting foggy there. It's after midnight in New Zealand. And if she's still with us, if you want to say something, Fiona, and join in here. I'm not sure if she had to leave or not. Fiona? I think she just departed. So I appreciate her and Simon showing up here. And I realize it's late for Simon as well. I know if Sutapa's here as well. Sutapa, are you with us? Coming from Auckland. So the second question to win a free book is, after Stacey did that toast, is what year did Dr. Stacey Moroney arrive at Indiana University? The first one who can tell us, or the closest year will get a free book. So guess a year that she arrived in Indiana, or you can go to the About School of Education. It's in there on the page of the School of Education under the welcome from Stacey. So Olgan, no, it's not 2011. Sorry, you're not even, well, I shouldn't say you're not even close. Edgar, oh, that's maybe when she became the dean, interim dean, perhaps in 2020, but that's not when she arrived. She was long a vice president of learning technologies and for the whole campus. So we've got a couple of guesses. 2008, no, it's 1999, no. 98, no. 94, no. Simon, 1997. So Simon actually has a book, and so I'm going to send the one who got second close, Mengwan Zhao. Mengwan, you will get some chocolates in the mail and a book, because Simon will donate the extra book to you. Thank you, Simon, if you're correct. And I think it's getting, so Mena, write this down. Justin gets one book, and Mengwan from up at IPUI gets the other one. So we have 3 more books to give away. We'll go to Simon, because I know Simon, it's getting late in New Zealand. So now we're going to go to the authors. These are different people who contributed to the book. And then Mena and I will have our reflections, and then we might have to call an end because this is getting kind of long. So if everyone, the remaining people, maybe just limit it to 30 seconds for everybody so we can get as many people as we can in. I know some of you have a couple minutes prepared, so just we'll run around the second part here. And I'll start with Simon since he was the first one here and he's the latest there. So Simon McMillan from Dunedin, where they grow urban farms for kids. Simon.
Kia ora tātou. Good. Hello, everyone. Good. I wanted to go back to so this is the basis of the book, really, which was that R546 class, and just how much I appreciated it being a way to explore education again. And the fact that it was a very liberating time for us to try new things, to have a go. And it was a creative time as well. And I really liked it that it was so collaborative with people all working together and sharing their experiences so willingly and openly. So thank you very much for that, because I think that's also one of your achievements with your TAs and yourself. And just a couple of short memories, and I'm sure this will bring back memories for many people. One of the memories for me are things like purple ties or T-shirts underneath T-shirts, or Elton John type glasses and purple wigs. You know, what a performance. It was just lovely to be there and to be part of that and a very special experience. So thanks very much. That's my 30 seconds.
Thank you, Simon. It was a community. You know, that's the thing about that class. That was really, that's why we did the book, to bring everybody back, right? Mohammed, you're the second one here. You want to jump in?
Yeah, hi. So I'm just going to make it short because I think it's different hours at different time zones. So I'm Ohana from Singapore. I think I just want to just share the journey. It was pretty exciting when Kurt invited me to write a chapter, but I didn't realize how the journey is going to be. I nearly got Kurt a heart attack because I thought this was just a piece of a chapter, but it went all the way to the PermSec in Singapore, and it went through that clearance. So PermSec in Singapore is just one level below the Minister for Education. So I didn't realize how it was. So I just want to say thank you to Kurt as well as Miana. It was an amazing journey. So mine is chapter 11. And so now I'm actually putting into practice things in the school. Particularly of interest is, teacher development. And our focus currently in Singapore is on e-pedagogy. So it's very much in terms of, home-based learning and how we can get students to be self-directed. So every 2 weeks, our students actually get to study from home. And we want to see how we can do this and how we can actually prepare our teachers to level up, okay, especially in the area of e-pedagogy. So thank you very much, Kurt and Miana, once again. I thoroughly enjoyed my Saturdays in IU. And looking forward to many exciting things ahead. Thank you.
And I will say it did give me a near heart attack when they almost had to pull, her chapter. So yeah, it was a, it was a really, yeah, we were lucky. We were lucky that they had finally approved it, but we had to delete a few words here and there. Nazir, you're not on the list, but since you're in Singapore, you want to tell the people what your title of your article is real quick, or your chapter, and just a couple of words about it.
Thank you, Prof. Pong. Yeah, hi everyone. Greetings from Singapore again. Mohana just spoke from where I am as well. The title of my chapter is Fostering Student Motivation and Engagement Through the Relevant, Appealing, and Personal Pedagogical Guideline. Quite a mouthful, but that's something that we find that even in even online lessons and all, what motivates students to even want to watch the videos or want to attend the lessons. E-learning alone doesn't get them to want to, the drive to want to do it. And I've been reading through the other chapters, and congratulations to everyone. It's so lovely to meet all my fellow Fulbrighters from the 2016 batch in IU. So yeah, greetings from Singapore and congratulations, Prof. Wong and Dr. Zhu once again.
You've got a pedagogical method with an acronym. What is that acronym and method?
It's the RAP Pedagogical Guideline. It stands for Relevant, Appealing, and Personal Pedagogical Guideline. Some people just call it RAP.
So I had to test him if he actually knew what it stood for. Okay, he does. We should go to Finland, and Sana's coming to us from Finland. She was one of the first ones here. Sana, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Finland. And thank you. I'm very honored to be in the book. It's been a wonderful experience. What I found great about, since I have the book here and I've been reading it, it's been wonderful to see that all around the world we tackle with similar kind of problems, all of us teachers. So it's not different anywhere. So this is what I like about the book the most, and I'm very honored and thankful that I'm part of it. And congratulations to Kurt and Mena. Hope to see you in person someday. So thank you, everyone. And it's great to see that there are so many people here today. Thanks.
My career got its start really boost by going to Finland. So I will say that people in Finland are delightful. I will visit again. They were very kind when I went there in '97 with my kids, actually. So yeah, I'll be back. We have two other people from Finland here. They're not on the list to say anything, but if Toru or the other person who's here from Finland want to jump in and say something to us, are they still with us? Is Toru still here? No? Okay. How about, oh, go ahead. Go, yeah.
I was, like Sanna said, I was really honored to be asked to write a chapter, and I'm really looking forward to reading the book. Unfortunately, I haven't got my copy yet.
Oh.
Hopefully it will come soon. And hi to Nasir and Simon and everybody from 2060. It's so great to see you.
Hi, Maya.
It is great to connect everyone back together. I wish we could get all the dozens and dozens of folks that visited that were inspiring to me. Do we have Yassine here from Morocco? Did he arrive? He was my assigned mentee. I haven't seen him yet. Mena, are you there? There you, okay, hi, great. Haven't seen you in years. Go ahead.
Well, hello. First of all, I'm Yassine from Morocco. I'm a Fulbright alumnus 2017. I just want to give a special thanks to you and Ms. Mena for the huge work you did communicating with 44 teachers around the world and receiving tons of emails and writing us back like on the spot. That is just like an amazing work. I'm also very proud and honored to be part of this project. This is like the first time I have published something, and it has been a very, very wonderful experience. And yeah, to more inspiring and creative books like this one. All right.
Your independent project that you did ended up being the start to your book chapter. So I was really glad to see the writing you did at IU ended up on the kids' use of media and media development, and having students be producers of their own knowledge, in effect, and documentaries and whatnot, using the technology that exists that you had. And he spent his salary to buy kids technology, and to get it started. So yeah, all that was it's a fascinating chapter. We have a couple people maybe from Yemen. Is Ibrahim and Amani here, who from our language education program? They're current students dissertating right now. Did either one? I know they were trying to get here. Are either with us?
I think I saw Abraham.
They maybe had to leave. Ibrahim, are you still with us? Maybe he can't get his mic. Is the other Simon with us from language education from Rwanda? He was trying to make it here. Charan, did you make it?
Charan should be here.
Charan, you want to mute your mic? Okay, you want to say anything? Charan also was part of the task force that Stacey may remember, the visioning task force. She went to China and did some hybrid learning, teaching kids in the rural parts of China English. It's a fascinating chapter. I was on her dissertation, and she won the Outstanding Dissertation Award with that. So her chapter and her dissertation are really, really thoughtful. Charan?
Yeah, thank you, Kurt and Mena, for such a wonderful book project. And I really like it because it has all the best elements: stories, global perspective, transformative teaching, technology for advances in education. So my chapter is from my field experience from my dissertation work, as Kurt just mentioned. I appreciate that it allows me this book allows me to share my experience that I would otherwise not be able to write in other ways. And I'm sure many of the other chapter contributors have the same feelings. And I'm so inspired by all of your stories. I think the stories are not only powerful, but also creative. I mean, just look at the titles in the books, for instance, Energy Found Me, Energy Kept Me. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So chicken or egg. So I really having a lot of fun and get a lot of inspirations from reading this book. So thank you so much.
So Charan is at Colby College in Maine, running the Writing Center and a new tenure track professor there as of a year ago. Dr. Rathna from India, do you want to jump in and say hello to us? I know you didn't get a book yet, and I apologize. We'll try and get books to everybody. They were sent out late. And we're going to have two more people go, and then Meena and I will have our reflection and a toast. And we'll probably have to end it because we're a little over an hour. I promised only an hour, and I apologize to everyone else who has something prepared. Dr. Rathna, did you want to jump in? Are you still here?
Yeah, hello, Dr. Bong and Meena. Thank you so much for making this event, because I could see a lot of educations throughout the world. And I'm so happy to see Mr. Ed, Sana, Yasin, all my friends, Fulbrighters 2017. And in fact, even though I did not get the book, some chapters I could read, as my friend Edwin has sent some of the chapters, took photographs and sent it to me, so I could read some of the chapters. Really wonderful. I think it's a great opportunity for me to be a part of this great book. Thank you so much, Bonk. I cannot forget your help which you have rendered me when I was in US in Bloomington. Thank you so much, and hi to my friends.
Thank you, Dr. Rathna, and it was a joy to have you with us here. Hope to visit in India. Diana's with us, who's traveled around. She was in Mexico, she was in Malta, she was in Scotland. I don't know where Diana is now, but she did global collaboration between her students in Mexico and students in France and other places. Diana, did you want to say something?
Dr. Bonk, I'm here as well, Ibrahim.
Oh, okay, Ibrahim, you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is a great honor to be one contributor of this great book. Nice to represent Yemen and in the Middle East, and people in the Middle East will enjoy reading experiences throughout the world. Thank you very much for being with you.
Thank you. And is Amani with you there?
Yes, Dr. Bong, I'm here. I feel honored to be part of this great project. Congratulations to all of us. The book is very informative, motivational, and applicable to any scholars who's gonna read the chapters. Thank you very much, Dr. Bonk and Meena, for including us in this great book.
Is your baby with you?
Yes, he's there.
I was not a baby anymore. Okay. So they have two chapters on what's going on in Yemen. I recommend highly if you have a chance to get through them. Edwin's with us from Singapore as well. Did you want to say a quick word of a hello? He's usually texting me in the mornings. Omida is here. Omida, would you like to jump in?
Sure. So hello, everyone, and congratulations, Dr. Bonk and Meena. Dr. Bonk shared this book release in the morning of a special date, so I want to express my excitement in a poetic form. Waking up was a surprise in the morning of 2/22, celebrating together a story of our learning journey. Learning in lockdowns, discovering endless possibilities. Thank you, dear mentors and creative teachers, for empowering people and sharing your knowledge. What a special day to wake up together with exceptional people around the world, being excited, staying inspired and encouraged. Thank you, dear authors and great professionals, for transforming education, making an impact and feeling proud, embracing new ideas and experiences, sharing our labor of love, exploring narratives, rejoicing together with a book in our hand. Thank you all. You are all truly global leaders. Let's celebrate your milestone and our happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamida. She works for Indiana University and she's from Uzbekistan. You can read about teacher training in Uzbekistan. Again, there's just a couple more I'm going to get through and then we're going to end this. Natalia from Costa Rica is finishing her dissertation right now. Natalia, I see you're with us. You've got one of the chapters in the book. Natalia, do you have a camera and microphone?
Yeah, yes, I think.
Yep,
Everything is on. Okay. Hi, everyone. Dr. Bonk suggested that I could talk about my experience writing the chapter that I chose. And when I got the invitation, Dr. Bonk and Maina mentioned the word impactful learning, which we have been mentioning once and again this morning. And after reading other stories in the book, I saw that many of the stories, or most of the stories, if not all, are about relationships. And I think that that's where impactful learning happens, when we are able to connect with students and create meaningful relationships with them. Impactful learning doesn't come unless there is a construction of meaningful relationship. That is also what we were able to construct in our classes. I think I was in the class in 2016, 2017, maybe. I was with Simon and Sana and Edwin. And it was a wonderful community, as Dr. Bonk mentioned before. And for me, this whole process, just being here and part of this program and now part of this book, has been impactful learning. So I'm making it more about teacher-centered, like someone mentioned. But yes, thank you, Dr. Bonk and Maina, for creating these relationships that are impactful also for us.
Thank you. So we've got Central America covered. We didn't get Mexico yet, and I see Alba's with us. She might be the last author I haven't called on yet. So let me know if, yeah. So Alba, do you have your microphone working?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. For me, it's 5 a.m., 5:39. I'm so happy in seeing all of you. Thanks, Dr. Kerr, for having invited me, Maina. It was a great experience. It was a first experience. Just what could I say? We are teachers, I think, because we have a huge heart and we have to share. And doing it, we think, and I think we really believe that we are contributing or making a better work. When we have students in our classrooms, they are safe there. They are not outside doing who knows what things. So when students are inside with us, they are growing as a better human beings, better students, better citizens. And we teachers, we grow out with them. My journey as a teacher was amazing. I started when I was 28, 29. I was so immature, so self-centered in myself, being young, that early age. And you start teaching and you change a lot as a human being, as a teacher, as a woman. It's almost the huge change that a woman has when it gets into motherhood, something like that, but it's slower, sometimes it's painful, because I remember that I cry a lot in my classroom, asking them for using time wisely. And I also cry a lot laughing and laughing. So being a teacher, it's most of the time the most wonderful thing that a human can do, and you're sharing. I suppose we have to share that. That's a need that we have as teachers. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy in seeing you here. And I'm so happy in reading all the comments. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Maina. It's great. Bye.
Thank you, Alba, and thank you for the great chapter. We only have one author I forgot I skipped over is Yan from China. Yan? She was one of the first ones here. Does your microphone work, Yan?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Bong?
Yes.
Thank you, Bong. Thank you, Meila. I'm really flattered to be invited to take part in this great project. Actually, I attended Bong's class in 2016 IU, where I learned to be, you set a great example for us teachers to be always energetic and impressive. My story is actually an application of what I have learned in IU to my own Chinese Air2 writing classroom. I attended a writing class which aims to train the PhD students to conduct Air2 writing to non-native speakers, especially students from China. So after observing those PhD students' classes, I applied what I have learned there to my own classroom, which really makes difference in writing instruction. So anyway, I know the time is limited. I just try to bring my speech to the end. Thank you, Meina and Bong, to making my story heard by others and also allow me access to other stories. I can't change the world by myself, but I think that we as teachers, we are changing the world together. Thank you.
So that's the last person of our chapter contributors that's here with us. There are others here, I think, with us. I want to get 3 people just to say their names on camera so we get them on the video. My translator in Korea is here, Paul Byun, who's a grad of the IST program. Paul, you want to just say hello from Seoul or from Chungbuk? I think you're here, Paul. Maybe he sent a note in the chat window that he had to go and he wanted us to read it. Meina, do you see his note in the chat window?
I think so.
Yeah, do you want to read it, Meina?
I have to find it. There are so many.
See if you can. Olgan, you want to just say hello and what university you're from?
Sure, thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to send you my warm greetings from Trabzon countryside of Turkey. So let me show you where am I. So right now, so celebrating religious nation all day here. So I was one of the students in Dr. Bong's class, and I'm currently, actually, I was teaching a similar class, not as much as successful as Dr. Bong's class in my current institution at Middle East Technical University. It's called Emerging Learning Environments and Technologies. So I just cheated and learned a lot from Dr. Bong, and now applying that knowledge in my current school now in Turkey. So congratulations on your new book. I wish I had the opportunity to write a chapter, but next time Dr. Bong promised me, so I will be involved. So thank you.
So we should probably congratulate Olgan because he just became an assistant professor. They just give him a rank as of last month. So congrats to Olgan. Have a little toast here.
Thanks so much.
One of the best universities in Turkey, Middle East Technical University. And Suthiporn, coming from Bangkok, I think you were the first one here, one of them. You still with us, Suthiporn? She was my research partner in Wikibooks about 15 years ago and graduated in the CNI department with a minor in IST. Suthiporn?
Yes. I just want to say congratulations to all of you, not just Kurt and Meina, that they came up with a new book and really excellent academic resources, I think. And because my research is about teacher professional development, so I found this book is really inspiring, and it's a great time that I have a chance to hear from you all and contributors from the book and feel like really original. And transformative teaching is really hard for me. I think it takes time to learn, and I like this book. I think it's really contextual and provide me the chance to broaden my horizon. So it's really great to be here and to hear from you, especially the contributors. So thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. And I see Edwin's got his camera on. You want to tell us where you're from, Edwin?
Hi, everyone. I'm Edwin from Singapore. I was not supposed to be in Kurt's
class, but he invited me, and I think we remain good partnership with friends. He asked me to write a chapter, and I think I said yes just before the due date. I've got no regrets. I use your contributions to share with my teachers and my kids. It's really a pick me up book. Best of all, it's a good reflection of what I do in class, who am I, and what I can do all the time. Because I think education for our kids is the most important matter. Thanks, Kurt.
Edwin was not supposed to be in my class, but we stuck him in anyways. And we've got a good friendship ever since. So I was really delighted that you could be in the class. So thank you very much. And I just want to make sure there isn't anyone who, so Jung-Hoon Lee, I don't know if you have his camera, but he took 20 years to finish his PhD, but he finally got done a year ago, got his doctorate a year ago. And you've been, I see you're somewhere in here, Jung-Hoon?
Hi, Kurt. Yeah, it's my honor to be invited in this book party because I'm not an author of a chapter. Yeah, I sincerely congratulate Kurt and Mina for this achievement. Also, I would like to congratulate all the authors of this book.
He is from Korea, and he met his wife in the IST lab and now has 2 kids living in Bloomington and works for the School of Public Health. So thanks, Jung-Hoon. He started in 2000. We got him through in 2020. That was great. Or 2001, 2021. So Maina, would you like to read Paul's, and would you like to have a final comment? And then I'll make a final comment and we'll have a final toast. Maina, did you find Paul's comments?
Hold on, I did find, and then I missed it because I read another comment.
There's lots of stuff going across the screen. I've gotten emails from different people, and my friend David Gibson just said, your work is promoting creative educational technology and is world changing. You lift people up with this book, and there'll be a lot of people benefiting. May this book get on everyone's reading list today. David Gibson's a futurist. He was in Lori just had him as a keynote speaker in China a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week. So I was glad to get his comments and many others. Maina, have you found it yet?
Yes.
Go ahead.
From Paul from Korea, he said, to save time and make a reading record, I would like to make a comment in writing. Personal experience is powerful. Actually, this is a way of benchmarking method, which is commonly done a lot in business world. There's a limit to learning alone. Learning from the best practices in the field is the most efficient and effective. Even more, I believe, while writing this book chapter, each author would have reflected up on their selves and have improved and evolved a higher level as even a better teacher. This book is a great, in many ways. Congrats again to Kurt and me.
Thank you, Paul Byun, coming from Korea. Maina, would you like to make a final comment? Then I'll make mine, and we'll end with a toast.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for joining this virtual luncheon party, and I hope you are enjoying this so far. To be honest, this is the first book that I edited in my life, and I want to say thanks to all the book chapter authors and forward afterwards authors and book endorsers, and also the book editor from Broadledge. And I really enjoy working with all of you through this project. And also, I want to say thanks to all the friends who can join this party today, and also who couldn't make because of different reasons. I appreciate all your support. Last but not least, I truly appreciate the support and guidance from my former advisor and my co-editor and my lifelong mentor, Dr. Bang. He's very supportive through all this journey. And I'm very fortunate to be able to work with Dr. Bang. Finally, I hope you all like this book and enjoy this virtual launching party. Thanks.
Thank you, Maina. And I just got a text from Praktisha, who's with us from India. Do you want to jump your camera on the screen before I have the final closing? Praktisha? It's not working so far. Maybe she doesn't, maybe she had to go, but her chapter is extremely deep and thoughtful. If you have a chance to read Praktisha's chapter, by all means do. I want to just point out that this book was my last people wanted to ask what I did in my summer of 2021. It was this book, what I did in my summer vacation, you know. It was quite a fun project, but challenging every step of the way, getting the publisher to have the book come out the way I wanted it. All of you who are part of the book are part of 4 families. You're part of now the IU family. You're all here at IU at one point or another. You're also part of the School of Education and permanently the IU School of Education. Everybody who contributed to the book. This is actually the second book of mine that's all IU School of Ed. I had a book 25 years, a quarter century ago, of research of going on in the School of Ed that came out in 1990, late 97, it's dated 98. And then you're part of the R546 family, which I've taught for 30 odd years. I hate to say it, since I was 8 years old. And so you're part of those 3 families. And you're also part of this book, the Transformative Teaching Around the World book family. So I hope that people have a chance to discuss this book with their classes, with their colleagues, with each other. You know, the people who have contributed the chapters might hopefully get to meet up. I know some of you have weddings and others fly out to meet each other at the wedding. So there are 4 distinctive families that you're part of. I hope we can continue the conversation that we've had within the book to make an impact on education around the world, to help it be more creative, foster critical thinking, foster collaboration and cooperative learning, motivation, and technology integration. Those are the 5 themes in the particular class that you took. That was a course that evolved over time from the first iteration back when I was at West Virginia University to today, which has all 5 components. It started with just creative thinking and critical thinking because my advisors at Wisconsin were focused on that. And so I thank my advisor, Gary Davis, for his Creativity is Forever book, and my mentor, Dr. Bob Clausen at Wisconsin, who taught me that teachers tackle thinking, critical thinking in the classroom. We developed a telecourse for teachers for critical thinking back in 1988 and 87 that was nationally syndicated on critical thinking, which led to that course. Dr. Clausen was also my teacher as I got ready for graduate school at Wisconsin. When as a board accountant, I took courses and correspondence courses to get ready for graduate school. And Dr. Clausen taught the courses in gifted and talented and creative thinking that I took to get ready for grad school. Then he hired me when I got to grad school to create that syndicated course with his wife, Donna Ray Clausen. So that's my evolution, and how that we all, that's, if it wasn't for Dr. Bob Clausen and Donna Ray Clausen and Dr. Gary Davis, this book wouldn't exist, because I wouldn't be teaching. I would still be a board accountant somewhere around the world, or I don't know what I'd be. So we have a couple more chocolates to give away, and also with books. We have from the Bloomington Chocolate Factory. We have, the next question is, how many authors, unique authors, are in the book? If anyone can guess that, we can see who's the first one to get how many unique authors. Someone mentioned it was very close. So I don't see any guesses coming so far. But who had 45, Mena?
No, I have the 45 from
yeah.
Yasin.
Who did?
Yasin.
Yasin, send me your email and I will send you some things in the mail. So very good.
Mahana Shufang, the authors.
And Mahana too?
Yeah, and Shufang.
Okay, so Mahana send me and Shufang send me. Yeah, we'll send you a book, Shufang, and so give me your address and I'll get you something. I will end this there. Thank you for staying extra and longer. If everyone could do a toast and we can get a snapshot of everyone that's here. I don't know if everyone could fit in the screen. We have 39 people. Raise your glasses. And thank you all for being delightful contributors to the book and for coming this morning or this evening from wherever you are in the world. Great to have everyone here for this event. Cheers. Thank you all. We'll see you. Thanks, Gerardo, for staying extra, and Stacey and everyone who stayed extra. Sam Nadeau, the distance editor, journal editor. Thanks, Sam, coming from Melbourne. we didn't have you speak, but you can say something now while we wave goodbye, Sam.
It's all good, Kurt. It's all
Oh,
good.
good. We got you. We got you on the recording. Thank you, Sam. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We probably got another space shuttle left off, but I'll send it.
Bye.